Hey everybody, it's not my normal content, and I wanted to take some time before I put something like this out. It just didn't feel right releasing any kind of anything. Just didn't feel right for me. Didn't want to have to say goodbye to my friend. But, something doesn't feel right now, actually. Speaking of which, I know what it is. Hang on a second. I can fix this. Ready? Hey, folks. That's better. In the style of Cliff, I wanted to speak a few thoughts about my friend. My friend Cliff. I didn't know you as long as some of the others, but I've always appreciated your acceptance into the group. I was a simple podcaster looking for content when I came across channels like Team Skeptic, Simon Dan, and Schrodinger's Cat. With little to no introduction, you treated me like an equal. You were always genuine when you asked if I needed any help. Early on, before you were the big cat, before your channel blew up exposing stupidity, you were a guest in the Plot Hole podcast, and for the life of me, I cannot seem to locate that episode, though I will keep looking. Through the interactions I had with this community and through the personal interactions I had with you, I began to get to know the man behind the cat. I will always remember you as a guy who believed in people. Your heart was bigger than we all deserved. You took more chances on people than most would have, even after getting burned by some. You never stopped caring. Your willingness to step in and help out was only overshadowed by your sense of humor. Now, they say only roast the ones you love, so here goes. Schrodinger's Cat, what can I say about you? Many who knew you knew that you served your country as a sailor. He was hugely popular back in the late 70s and early 80s with songs like YMCA, Macho Man, and of course, In the Navy. Though I hear he left the group because there wasn't enough sub-polishing for him. After serving his country, the man who became Schrodinger's Cat decided that he could not be the smartest person in the room and surrounded himself with flat earthers. When this proved too difficult for him, he took a step down into the cesspool known as Sovereign Citizen and First Amendment auditor groups. What a treat it was to hear Schrodinger misread his own scripts as he pointed out the stupid amongst the frauditors. We all know what frauditors hate the most. Well, showering and books and critical thinking and jobs and girlfriends and talent, hard work, actual work, accountability, self-awareness, car windows, not being electrocuted, perception, general personal hygiene, willingness to learn, and a general acceptance of reality. But they also found Schrodinger's Cat to be a thorn in their unwashed and unwiped backsides. We are all familiar with a long-standing feud with legalized drugs. We all assumed that nonsensical lawsuit written in crayon was what LD and his sister wife dropped off on Cliff's doorstep. Turns out it was a paternity test from Schrodinger's suspected offspring. And if you listen closely, in the background of that video, you can hear Maury's voice. Cliff, you are the father. Schrodinger's Cat had an uncanny ability to turn just about every situation into him. Radical gets 20,000 subscribers. Well, I got 100,000. Betty White, Meatloaf, Sidney Poitier, Bob Saget, Louis Anderson. No, Schrodinger. I get it. I'd want to walk into the afterlife with that crowd too. And, like a true narcissist, you have somehow made the day about you again. Cliff, you and Nicole believed in me so much so that you wanted to support me in my filmmaking, not just because I asked you to be in a documentary. You genuinely believed in me. I'll never forget that. I'd hoped that I would get to share with you the successes or failures of those projects. But Nicole, Tina, Cliffy, and I will have to make the best of whatever happens when we get the results. Not one to ignore the allusion to the thought experiment, Schrodinger, in his last prank on us, left us all wondering the same thing. Though, in spite of Cliff's best efforts, that is how I have solved the conundrum. I will never forget the kindness, support, and love you and Nicole have shown me. I will forever be grateful. Thank you, my friend, Johnny.